Hi, welcome to the American Citizen Journal. I want to talk about the aggravation of civil war. How does civil war begin? Well, the one main factor in creating a civil dispute that raises to the level of violence against one another is one very simple thing, and that is division, dividing the populace, dividing the citizenry, creating different sides, and escalating those differences to a point of intolerance. And what happens at that point is it becomes me against you. And we start to support these separations within the populace. And once those separations are supported, especially when it reaches the level that it engages those differences between people that are close, and to take it a step further, once that level of division reaches the enforcement agencies within society, say law enforcement, the military, once you bring force into this division and you ensure that the control of force is on one side and the division within the citizenry is on the other side, then those divisions start to take a unique shape. And you see migration of the division. And some of those migrations will go along into the camp of law enforcement, at which point no other divisions really have much of a chance in advocating for themselves any longer. So once you get military force or law enforcement in play that is backed by law, that is backed by the support of law, then the citizenry devolves into a state of sometimes anarchy, which is the ultimate intended result, because at that point, no law is being observed. A rule of law gets completely abandoned, and the citizenry is left with no other recourse than to try to defend themselves from being overtaken by the military or law enforcement forces that are controlled by the institutions that, by the way, have instigated the divisions. So this is the fear that we have today when it comes to things like having military in our streets, engaging what should be a force that is protecting our nation from threats abroad, that is brought in now to engage with our civil population domestically. This is the beginning of the next level of division that seeks to instigate further acts within the citizenry. And the results are not good for us as the American citizen. We are the ones that lose. We are the ones that suffer. There really is no winner when it comes to this type of situation. Those on the side of enforcement may feel that out of this they're going to establish whatever ideological interest they have or worldview that they want to impose on the nation, because ultimately that's what this is about. It's the imposition of a worldview on the rest of the people. It's a lack of acceptance of our diversity and difference in interests and difference in choice of way of life. So to understand civil war is to understand the different steps that it takes to get the citizenry in such a great divide that it then escalates to hatreds and actions against one another, perpetuated by those that have crafted this and supported through our enforcement agencies, whether they be military or domestic law enforcement. These are the tools that will be harnessed to control the populations, to keep them where they want them and to get the population to engage in ultimately fighting amongst themselves and committing violent acts against themselves until there seems to be some military justification for martial law. This is not what this nation was ever intended to be. In fact, it's the opposite of what this republic has been intentioned for. So, to understand again where we are at now with the state of our republic and how dysfunctional it has become, I think this is an important thing to step back and reflect on, and another reason why the unity of the citizenry becomes so critical, because it's during these times and during these events that the citizenry must remain united, because it is the division that is the tool of the destruction. Hope you continue to follow us. Hope I continue to hear from you. We've had some pretty good conversations so far. Please join us, follow us, like us, invite your friends. Take care. We'll see you next time. Thank you.